Welcome to the Arctic Campers YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be camping, making some amazing food and enjoying the Nordic wilderness. So welcome to the channel and enjoy the video. So I've just parked my car and now I'm gonna get all my stuff and try to find a good spot to stay the night. So this is my setup. I'm not the best at packing, but this is my first time, so don't be too rough on me. Look at that, guys. It seems like an amazing spot. I'm not sure, there might be people ice fishing there. I'm seeing a lot of trails. Well, it looks like they're old trails maybe. Maybe a day or two old. There are some animal tracks there and there's a little trail up there. I'm gonna go explore it. Oh, there's a river. Okay, the trail keeps going that way, but I'm not interested anymore in going there. I'm gonna head backwards. I'm gonna leave my backpack here for a while, and now I'm gonna go explore in that direction. I'm trying to look for a spot where there's an open area for my tent. I also want to be able to see the lake, and there needs to be dead wood nearby. I only brought a few dry logs with me, so I'm gonna need to chop some wood here, dry them out, and then use them. I guess the storm blocked off the route here. There was a storm a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago, and it caused a lot of trees to fall down, and sometimes the trees fell on top of people's houses. The insurance companies were having a field day, I bet. Maybe somewhere here would be nice. All the fallen trees are right behind me. The lake is right there. I'm not sure how thick the ice is, but there's footprints here, so people and animals have been walking here before me. So I'm gonna walk back to get my gear, but I'm gonna walk right next to the shore, so if I'm gonna sink, I'm gonna be right next to the shore. We'll have to wait for summer to get anything green on these. Hey, there's a little bird's nest. I'm not gonna go mess with it. There might be some angry birds in there. And I'm not sure what those trails here are, but they're coming from that bird's nest. So that might be some kind of a bird. Maybe not. I've wandered around the area for maybe like 10 minutes. I'm gonna use a saying that we used in the military. A bad decision is better than no decisions. I'm gonna be setting up camp here. Even though it's minus 12 degrees Celsius, I'm moving a lot, so I'm generating a lot of body heat. So I need to take some layers off. First, let's whip out the shovel and try to get all of the extra snow away from my area. My tent is not the biggest, so I just dug out a small area. So time to set up the tent for the first time. Let's see what happens when I put the pole up. So I'm not quite sure how well I did, but I've actually got a tent up now. I'm gonna go inside and check it out, and I might make some little fixes to it to make it a little bit better. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna make those little improvements down there. Now I'm gonna move my floor a little bit because I can see snow from there, and I would prefer to not see any snow in my tent, but I know it's gonna be impossible, but that's what I'm aiming for. No snow in my tent. Next I'm gonna go get some firewood. Let's get some firewood. So this is the only dry wood I've got with me, so that means I need to chop some dead wood and try to dry it out, because this ain't gonna last me for the duration of my trip. Now I've got some firewood with me. It's time for me to test out my TEMU stove for the first time. So this stove cost me only 100 euros. So excited to use it for the first time. Now there's two things I need to do before setting anything up because it's the first time. First, I need to make a hole through the tent. This right here is fire resistant and is not gonna burn. But if I would have to make a guess, all of the other material will burn up if it gets too hot. Second of all, I want to make a hole in the tarp so the hot legs won't make this melt. So that's what I'm gonna be doing next. So let me see what this looks like. Oh, I was wrong. So you just take it off, or how do I make sure that this doesn't touch it? Okay, and there's a hole already. I don't even need to cut a hole. It looks like a tent. So I'm on my knees a lot. Now I'm going to do something to make myself a little bit more comfortable. A little foldable chair. And let me rehydrate myself. Even though it's winter time, it's really important to keep yourself hydrated. When it's cold, you just don't realize that you're still sweating, you're still moving around, and you just don't get as thirsty as in the summer, but you still need to remember to drink some water. I'm trying to find the smallest wood so it actually has a chance of catching fire. If you just put big logs in there, they won't catch fire. Let's see if this cube catches on fire. It was leaking a bit of smoke from here because I forgot to open the valve. But now I opened the valve, so it shouldn't be leaking any more smoke. Maybe a bit from here. Burning pretty clean. You can't really see the smoke. It shouldn't get that cold, but let me set my thermometer. It shouldn't get that cold. I'm not sure yet if it's just leaking a lot of smoke from there, or is the black paint finish just burning on there for the first time. Because when I opened the package for the first time, they said that when you're making the first burn, and if you scrap the black parts, they're gonna fall off. But after the first burn, the black paint should stick on. But I'm gonna throw a little bit of more wood in there and let's just see what happens, I guess. So I'm gonna leave the stove there for a bit and let it burn for the first time. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna find some dead wood because I'm gonna be needing a lot of it. It's starting to get pretty warm in here now. And I'm not seeing any smoke coming from the stove anymore. I'm starting to get pretty hungry, but before I start to make some food, I'm gonna set up my bed for tonight. So I didn't want to sleep on the ground tonight, and I wanted to make sure that my first time solo camping would be as comfortable as possible. I got myself an elevated bed. It's starting to get really warm in here. Of course, closer to the ground it's gonna be freezing, but the higher up I get, the warmer it's gonna be. Almost all of the wood has burned up, so I'm gonna stick the big boy in there and let's see what happens. Let's put the chunky boy in. Hope that it fits in there. Yes. Take my shoes off. Look at these booties, they're really warm. And now it's cooking time. So now I'm gonna be eating a chunky piece of meat. I'm just gonna put it on there, and then I'm gonna have some of these. First, let me put some butter on the pan. So now I'm just gonna lay down, relax. Also, as a Finnish person, we're really addicted to coffee, so I'm gonna make some coffee as well. First, I'm gonna sacrifice some of my precious drinking water. I'm also gonna set up my coffee filter in here, like so. Then I'm gonna put some coffee in there. My food might be ready. I'm not so sure about the meat, but let's find out. It smells so good. Doesn't it just look amazing? Let's start to boil the water before I eat. I put a lot of seasoning into it before I brought it here, so let's test it out. That might be the sound of boiling water. Let me get my mug, put the coffee in the filter right here. I just finished eating. It's time to go make the dishes, and after that I'm gonna drink my coffee. She's done. I'm gonna boil some snow so I won't run out of drinking water. I'm gonna drag this log back to tent, then I'm gonna rehydrate and I'm gonna make some snacks. I boiled the water for too long, there's nothing left. Second try. I've got this little lantern with me. Let me set it up on the top of the tent. Now I've got this feeling that I just want to take off my boots and relax for a while. After I've gathered some energy, I'm going to be making some really good pancakes. But first, I'll be just laying around here and watching some YouTube for like half an hour or maybe even an hour. It's really warm in here and it's quite enjoyable. I just need to make sure that I save my water before it boils away. But see you in a bit. Some cold air is coming from the back of my tent, so I'm gonna make sure that the back of the tent isn't letting any air through the bottom. This should help out a little bit. So now there isn't going to be a cold breeze coming from underneath the tent straight into my back when I'm lying down. And now when I'm outside, I'm gonna chop down a little bit more of the log while I'm at it. It's starting to get darker by the hour. And that snow outside of the tent really helped because it's getting really hot in here now. It's pancake and coffee time. The secret pancake recipe is in here. It's actually really hard to make the pancakes because the stove is so uneven. The first pancake is always going to be a bit rougher than the next ones. A little rough looking pancakes with some raspberry berries. It still tastes the same even though it looks a bit rough. This is the Nordic winter for you guys. It's like 4 o'clock but it's already pitch black. Time for my second coffee of the trip. And there we have it. In the military there was a saying that whoever's watching the fire should make the stove strawberry. Yes, you heard me right. Make the stove strawberry. And what that means is that you should heat it up until it's glowing red. That's when you know it's strawberry. And I would like to say that that's pretty red. And for like €100 TEMU stove, it's holding up, you know. It's starting to get a bit late. The tent is staying pretty warm. I need to watch out where I step so I don't trip up on my own wires. I'm gonna make something to eat soon before I go to sleep. It's not that cold here anymore. -10. Fuck. About -10 degrees Celsius. That's pretty optimal for all sorts of outdoor activities. So I've made some bread dough at home and I would like to test it out for the first time. I've actually never made bread myself. And there's no better place to test out some self-made bread than here. I hope that the flour isn't sticky anymore. It's not. It doesn't stick to my fingers anymore. Well, maybe a bit, but not that much. I brought some cheese and some ham with me, so that's the plan. Make some bread with some cheese and some ham, and then watch some YouTube videos and go to sleep. The bread is almost ready, but the bread is making my tent a bit smoky now. Hey, I'm gonna try it out so my tent isn't gonna be full of smoke. I'm gonna open the door for a second to get the smoke out. Okay, that helped a bit. I've got high hopes for the bread. Let's test it out. It's alright. So this is what the bread looks like. And I made it with the Outdoor Boys recipes. You just put flour, yeast, and then you just keep adding water until you're satisfied with it. Put it inside a bag, just join in the fridge, and then you're ready to go. So that's the secret recipe for this bread. My stomach is full. I'm feeling pretty warm. It's getting late, so I'm gonna get in my sleeping bag and go to sleep. The fire is burning. I'm in my sleeping bag and I've got some firewood near me, so I don't even have to get up. I can just put it in the stove. So I'm gonna call it a day. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. I never got the best sleep during the night because I kept waking up to keep the fire alive. I maybe slept for like an hour at a time or something like that. So it's time to make some breakfast, and after that I'm gonna pack up my stuff and head back home. Breakfast of the kings. Bacon and eggs. And of course some coffee. Let's cool down the stove a bit. Two guys came out ice fishing in the morning. Good to see. Moment of truth, now I see what time it is. Could someone tell me what kind of animal walks like this? And I can't remember where these footprints here yesterday are. Did these arrive during the night? Because they came pretty close to my camp. While I'm unpacking, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching the video and see you guys in a bit.